Either the Wildcats streak continues or the unthinkable Tasmania JackJumpers make the finals in their first season in the competition. Who finishes fourth? Ashley doesn't go!
Oh my goodness! Come on!
Bryce Cotton for the win, doesn't get it!
Welcome to the playoffs, Tasmania JackJumpers.
This is a goddamn sports fairy tale, surprising everyone who's ever been involved with the NBL.
I think in all reality, if you looked at the pundits before the season, most people tipped us to come last and probably only win 4 or 5 games.
And we're right there. We're right where we asked to be at the beginning of the season, to be playing Melbourne for all the marbles, so to speak.
You know, the game is played on the court. It's not played by looking at rosters on a piece of paper. A team is a team, and if you're able to find the right mix and the right chemistry, it's amazing what can be done.
This is what we have all been waiting for. The NBL finals are here. 4 teams remaining, and tonight the defending champions, Melbourne United, are taking on the new kids on the block, the Tasmanian JackJumpers.
David versus Goliath, the big dogs, you know? And at the end of the day, they're not even supposed to be here. There's no way they're getting to the grand finals.
Well, it's a series, obviously, so we're going to, you know, have to prepare game by game here and see what happens. And in the long run, it's a 3-game series, and we'll see what happens.
We're all here. We've got 4 teams left, and records don't matter anymore. It's just how we turn up tonight and then how we adjust from game to game.
And we are right to go. Go, go!
Good offensive start from Delhi.
Yeah, aggressive. Took it upstairs. McVeigh can't finish off. They've only scored 2 points in this 3rd quarter. Bubba, athletic finish. It's getting away from the JackJumpers. Daniel blocked.
Good luck scoring.
They can't score. There's Bubba high off the window. And they've blown Tasmania away. 74-63.
It's a series, and they just held home court. And they won 1 game. And now we get to go home. And we'll see what we can do defending the island back there.
In NBL news, the New South Wales rivalry continues as we head into Game 1 of the semi-final series between the Sydney Kings and the Illawarra Hawks at WIN Stadium in Wollongong tonight.
Go Hawks!
Little brother, Illawarra Hawks, blue-collar town, loves punching above its weight, against the Sydney Kings, representing the glitz and glamour, very happy to keep the Hawks back in their box where they think they should be.
We're up against our arch rivals, the scumbags from Illawarra. No secrets, I want everything thrown at those kids.
We've heard, you know, the Kings say what they've said about us. You know, we want to take it to them.
There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of that emotion bubbling under the surface.
Throw those punches and let's get this thing going. We've got their attention.
I think Brian Goorjian is the best coach I've ever been around. But Chase Buford did a great job with the Sydney Kings, turning them around from a team that looked like they couldn't beat any of the top teams to dominating those top teams.
Job done. We wanted to get here and play finals, and we're here. You know, some ups and downs throughout the year, but proud with the group for sticking with it, and now we get to go play the fun games.
First time these two have met in a final series since the 2005 Grand Final decider. Vasiljevic turns the corner, bottom of the net. Jalen Adams settles with his first 3 of the game.
We want a point.
Antonius Cleveland playing inspired basketball right now. Vasiljevic had Conrad on skates. Sydney in control in this 2nd quarter.
They're running the ball down your throat and laying it in. We stay together and we back each other and we battle this thing out.
Keep up the defense. They're going to come hard right from the get-go. Let's meet them hard right from the get-go. Let's go.
Ratan May's off the dribble. Get out of here. Cleveland kept playing. No one scores.
Fold it. Keep attacking. Fold it.
Clark inside for 2. Good night, Illawarra. Start the car. This one's over. They head back to Kudos Bank Arena in a couple of days' time to close it out and book their spot in the Grand Final series.
By I love Luke Longley's involvement in the NBL, not just because of what he's done previously with the Chicago Bulls, but the way he's held himself since returning to the NBL and since getting involved with the Sydney Kings. He's a voice of authority, he's calm.
Deep thinker, great teammate, has so much poise, and I think he brings that to each aspect of the Sydney Kings.
I'm the wallpaper that goes over the cracks. I don't know exactly what I am. I'm a bit of everything. And one day I'm working with Chris Pongrass building the roster and choosing coaches. The next day I'm working with the coaches. Next time I come over, I do a deep dive on one of the players who's struggling and get involved, and I really enjoy that part. Most of all, I think it's just I'm something different around the clubs. Like, I'd like to think that I'm a bit of balance, and what I liked about this organisation was how brave they were, how adventurous they were. They just weren't afraid to try new things. The evolution of their confidence was pretty cool to see. Young guys finding their way, a coach that made an environment that was fun for them to play in. I've really enjoyed my role, helping put this thing together, and it's been a 3-year process. So I came 3 years ago and we had that year where we had Bogues and Casper and Knowles and Kickett and all those older guys. I feel like we're a long way from a proven product still, even if we were to win this championship, which I'm confident we can. I'm excited about what we do from here. How we double down on this success is really interesting to me.
The NBL MVP was announced today. Sydney Kings import Jalen Adams, claiming the Andrew Gaze Trophy for season 2022.
Definitely means a lot. Seeing the fruits of your labour. I work really hard, so it's definitely a tremendous accomplishment, man, and I owe it to my teammates and coaches, and shout out to the league for voting for me.
Beautiful scenes there. Awesome energy for the Sydney Kings ahead of this one. However, at the other end of the court, the Illawarra Hawks, you can never rule them out. They are fighters and they'll be desperate to save their season this afternoon.
I mean, it's win or go home for them boys, and they're a competitive bunch, and Goorjian does a great job of motivating his boys when they're down and out. They always come back firing, so I'm expecting another dogfight tonight.
Look, at the end of the day, we're up 1. It's a 3-game series. It's a 3-game series for a reason. And so, we want to get it done. We really, really want to get this done. We don't want to go around again. We want to put them away today.
Xavier Cook stripped. Ideal start for the Hawks. Cleveland. Nicely done.
And that's just way too easy.
You're doing a terrible job now on the drop and protecting the rim. Do your job.
Gave it up, and Cleveland was there waiting for the pass coming in. Jessup. Sydney have got some thinking to do. Antonius Cleveland swats it out of the air, and the layup at the other end.
It's win or go home time.
I don't give a about tomorrow. I don't give a about anything other than the next 20 minutes.
It's a big challenge ahead of the Kings. Martin gets them started in the right fashion.
It's all going against the Hawks right now.
Jalen Adams! Bang! Adams winds the shot clock down. Steps into the 3. He's next level. And that'll be it. They won 13 straight, sweep the Hawks, and book their spot in the NBL 22 Grand Final Series.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Good job. Good job.
What about your future? Will you be back for another season next year?
I'm taking a deep breath, and it's all about timing. Other than that, what's the best for the organization? But I can say in finishing, I love the gong, whichever way it goes, whether I'm coaching or on the side, I'm gonna be around there a lot. It's an unbelievable place.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
When you reflect on it and you see his body language, he was almost lost after the game. It was almost like he was a bit dazed. He had other things on his mind. And I reflect to that now, there's no doubt he had some sleepless nights knowing that he was going to leave the Illawarra Hawks and go elsewhere.
It's a little humbling to come in my first playoff series and go up against somebody like that. I think 800 games, 500-600 wins. I mean, it's just so incredible what he's been able to accomplish. And yeah, it just makes it that much sweeter probably that we were able to come in and get the job done.
The Sydney Kings have booked their spot in the NBL Grand Final. Tasmania JackJumpers are looking highly unlikely, down 1-0. Bookies have them as the underdogs as they head into Game 2 against Melbourne United in Hobart.
I've had a chip on my shoulder and an underdog mentality since the day I picked up a basketball. I've had people tell me what I can and can't do my entire life, and for the most part, I've always proved them wrong.
It was a week before I was set to leave for my first professional contract in Russia, and it was kind of burning the candle at both ends, as we say. Was driving home to my parents' house, kind of in the middle of the country, so there's no street lights, there's no reflectors, and it was really late, probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Fell asleep at the wheel and woke up and I was airborne going into a ditch and went up off of a service road and ended up breaking 2 vertebrae in my neck, 43 stitches in my face, and dislocating my sternum. There was several times where I thought that I would never play again. You know, when you first start getting mobility back and having to kind of force your way through the motions, and you're hearing all the cracks and pops in your neck and going home sore from doing the simplest activities. So the fact that I still can play basketball is just an absolute blessing. That incident changed me in a lot of ways, but I think the main thing that it changed was my perspective on just how important each day is and how important it is to live in the moment and not take anything for granted.
Game 2 in the Apple Isle, the JackJumpers in their debut season here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, hosting a final.
On paper, Melbourne United should win this series. But this season, the JackJumpers have proven to be their Achilles heel.
We got to hit them early, get handsy on defense as well, and just play to the speed of the game. We need the fans to be out in full support, yelling, making it difficult for their guys to hear the plays and to hear communication on defense.
It's Jack McVeigh involved, and that's exactly what you were looking for. While it's short, over the top of Krislovic.
He's up and about, isn't he?
Look at the defensive pressure from Tasmania. There's Steinel's first look.
There it is.
Now a second look.
No, you good? Hey, don't let that pressure and that token that they're doing, like, get us rattling and out of our shit. Just be solid and all that. Just be calm, embrace that pressure, but also be smart with your physicality, you know what I mean?
Krislovic sets a good pick for Adams, showing all the party tricks and then forgot about the basketball. Golding.
There it is.
Melbourne have scored the last 6. McVeigh, dead level with a quarter to play. McVeigh from the Bunnings Warehouse logo. McVeigh, same spot, same result. Oh dear. Josh Mitchell. Huge hit. We're headed to Game 3, and the Cinderella story has one more chapter to be written. And we go to Melbourne to sort it out in Game 3.
Huge news here courtside with NBL MVP and Olympian Chris Golding out for Game 3 with a calf injury.
I immediately feared when Chris Golding was out that that would be it for United. He is their leader. He is their figurehead.
Melbourne fans on their feet. White rolls to the basket. Majet turns and scores. He needs that. No tomorrow for the loser of this game is Adams. There we go. Next play. McVeigh relocates. Huge hit. 40 apiece at half-time in the series decider.
It's what it should be, right? It's a battle. It's back and forth, it's a battle. Second half's going to be rewarded by the people that do the little things.
All right, Adams is in a mode where he just wants to go, right? He doesn't even want to pass the basketball, so really square him off. Clog that thing when he's driving right now, all right? Doesn't want to pass the basketball.
Is this going to be one team in a 3 or 4 minute burst that might just separate everyone from here, all right? But we got to be that team, and we got to be hungrier, and we got to be tougher.
Adams trying to pick up from where he left off. That play wasn't even there to make.
You're hustling Adams right now.
There's another turnover, 2 turnovers to start the second half from Melbourne United.
Score!
I think Dean Vickerman, although it's early, he's seen enough.
Take care of the basketball. That's 17, 19 points off turnovers. You want to give up the game, or do you want to win this thing?
Adams stripped of it.
Pace!
Illy for Lawalachul. For Adams. Everything going through him in this third quarter, including that. Here's Adams once more. Oh! The defending champions on the ropes. Lawalachul for 3. Got it. This was almost intercepted, and Majed had his shot blocked by Agana. Lawalachul for the lead. Yes!
That's the guy to bring you home.
Josh Majed.
Wow.
Huge basket by Majed.
Inbound play. Jack White flies. The tension, the nervous energy. Shot clock at 10. Adams the off balance.
Oh my goodness! You are not coming back from that.
You can make your dreams a reality if you believe in them.
Oh my goodness!
And when no one else believed, they did. Tasmania, in their debut season, are off to the grand final.
Yeah, we've earned it. Hell yeah, it's gonna be fun. We'll embrace it. We'll have fun with the moment and the journey. We've enjoyed it so far, and sure we'll be picked to lose again, and we're gonna go out there and prove them wrong.
We're going to celebrate tonight. We're going to celebrate tomorrow. We're back to work on Wednesday, and we're just going to go back to grit and grind JJ's way. Let's bring it in.
I want to talk about, what Scott Roth and that JackJumpers team has achieved this year, and it's a Cinderella story that's continuing right now, and I hope they go on and really challenge Sydney in the final and make it a really competitive final.
Whether you are a basketball fan or not, the rise of the JackJumpers made you fall in love. That was a sports love story.
It's an unbelievable story. We've never seen a new franchise do it, and we'll probably never see a new franchise do it again.
In the NBL, the Tasmania JackJumpers are yet again defying all the odds. A grand final series in their debut season.
Your namesake, Josh Adams. Now, how big a threat is he to you guys?
I think he's a big threat. You saw what he did to Melbourne. He's not alone over there. They got a bunch of guys. I think they got one of the better backcourts in the NBL. We're gonna try our best to make it make life difficult for them.
So I'm here to say everything that they can't say, all right? When you're the big dogs, when you're the Sydney Kings, everyone around Australia wants to see the Kings lose. They're the underdogs, but they don't have the same sort of talent. They don't have the game winners that Sydney have, and I can't wait for the grand final. I think it's gonna be a sweep.
This really has been a fairy tale for the Tassie JackJumpers to make the grand final in their first ever NBL season, but they won't be happy just to be here. They want to win it, and standing in their way is the hottest team in the NBL, the Sydney Kings.
They obviously have an enormous amount of talent over there. They have a lot of scoring over there, and
It's a little bit of a contrast of styles of how they play and how we play, but ultimately it's just going to come down to decision-making and shot-making, and the better team will win.
We're underway for the NBL 22 Grand Final Series. Jalen Adams turns the corner into the paint. Nice drop-off for Jarrell Martin. The Sydney Kings win another first quarter.
Included in transition to the ball. Show your hands, talk and communicate, and then we got to go gang rebound. We're just daring them to shoot a couple of those. Plug, guys. We plug it up, then we close and we play defense, all right? Let's not dare anybody.
Adams in transition. Got it. Adams crosses over on Swankala Bullock and lays it up. Things starting to get a little heated, and it's a genuine dogfight.
They got 9 offensive rebounds and a half. They're 6-7 and below. Shouldn't happen. Let's come out and attack this half, but attack together. All right, don't do it by yourself. Move the ball, play together. Let's go, come on.
Adams pulls the trigger. JackJumpers are a little stuck right now.
All right, let's play.
It's all happening for the Kings. Just keep an eye on Jalen Adams.
That is a big, big worry for Kings fans.
Silivich, nice drive. Now it becomes hard for the visitors. The Sydney Kings land a decisive blow in Game 1 of the Grand Final Series. The biggest story of the series so far is the injury to Jalen Adams. He's not playing today, and let's be honest, it seems pretty unlikely that we'll see him for the rest of the series.
And that is a huge blow.
How do you cover for the absence of Jalen Adams today?
Yeah, it'll just have to be as a collective. You know, we can't expect one person to come in and replace what Jalen gives us. It's got to be a group effort. We got to do it together, and hopefully we'll be able to make up for his absence.
I mean, it's the playoffs. Like, if you're not ready to come and play in these tough environments, like, you shouldn't be playing basketball. So I played it throughout my junior career, college, everything. I just love big moments. So this is another big game to come in here and try to get the win.
State Bank Arena already rocking. This place is flares away from being a EuroLeague game.
Now the steal. Look out.
Oh, they're up and about. That's the energy of the JackJumpers.
The JackJumpers are rolling.
Down 10. We've been here before. We're fine. Just keep plugging away. All right, keep up the defense. Here we go.
Schneidel's pass chopped off. Nice hands by MK Maker. Now the big man runs the floor. Glover riding shotgun. It's all happening for the Kings. Feel the energy.
Can't let them go 9 of 11 at the paint. All right, we've got to protect the rim. Let's do a better job on our closeouts this hand. Get a stick hand up, make them make decisions. Come on, 20 more minutes, fellas, let's go. With the first 3 or 4 minutes out of here, it's crucial that we get on point, all right? No second shots, 50-50 balls, all the little things.
Didn't get over halfway in 8 seconds.
Hey, boy, they never reset. It was at 21. Talk to him. Holy.
Chase Buford is headless. Forced into a tough look. DJ. Adams to tie it up.
Oh, my.
Unbelievable from Josh Adams.
Look to attack. If we don't get it, just pull it out and run regular, run low.
Clark has Vasiljevic. Big moment. DJ Vasiljevic, a dagger. Tasmania don't take the timeout. Adams for 3. It's off target. They do it the hard way. The Sydney Kings go to Tasmania and take a 2-0 lead in the Grand Final Series.
Yeah, tough one at home. We still believe, still a chance. That's what the JackJumper journey's been all about, so let's go out there and we're going to give it our all.
We're in the Grand Finals. It's not, again, this is enjoyable. This is a celebration of Tasmanian basketball on display. That's how I see it.
Back on their home floor tonight, the Sydney Kings find themselves in pole position, 2-0 in a 5-game series. Is it the final one for NBL 22?
You know, I told the guys the last hurdle is the highest. You know, it's going to be the hardest game. Their backs against the wall. They got nothing to lose.
Well, we have to come out fighting. We're extremely short-handed this evening with quite a few guys sick, including myself and a few staff members, so we don't know today quite how many we're even suiting up.
Give it everything you got. forward, Castle. Let's go.
See you tonight, fellas. Let's go.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
The challenge has got even greater for Tasmania. No Jack McVeigh and no Fabian Kristovic tonight. 5-0 start for the visitors.
Nervous start. Ordinary.
Too much hold and then they're getting transition buckets. We can't allow that. Everybody sprint back. Move the ball. Let's go.
Pristine, precise basketball from the Kings.
Hey, enjoy yourself. Let's go.
Josh Adams, 6 points. It was a hot start to the game.
We're just playing through. We're not locked in. Yeah.
If the Kings thought this was going to be a victory lap, Tasmania have got other ideas.
Guard somebody. All right? Take pride of challenge of shutting down Josh Adams. Take the pride of getting out to McIntosh and contesting a shot. Take the pride of shutting down the Jet for the start of the half, all right? Let's go. Come on. Come on.
Jarrell Martin again.
Marcus and rebound. Get on the drag.
Still plenty of time, though, for Tasmania. This is incredible.
Hey, keep playing with pace. Don't get screened, all right? Come on. Let's finish this right.
Clark fires away.
Screen. It's a moving screen. It's a goddamn screen. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
The 17-year drought is over. All hail the Kings. Sydney, the NBL 22 champions. 3-0 sweep of the JackJumpers. They win it, 97-88.
That's what it feels like.
I love you, man. For real. Thank you for coming and being a part of it. You already know, man. Congrats, we did what we said we was going to do.
In all my years in business, nothing's been like this. You got to be all in. You got to be passionate. You got to be committed. You got to be obstinate, and you got to believe. And I believe in this group, and I believe in this club.
I know people out there sometimes give this bloke a hard time. I will take him 100 times out of 100 for an owner because I know that he cares.
Come a long way.
Some long day. How you supposed to cut it? I ain't never won a chip before.
It's going to take a while for this one to sink in, but I mean, what a feeling for this city, for this team to go through all this. Man, what a story.
I love you. Thanks for bringing me here. We're going to work through this. We're going to go all the way again. We're going to do it again. We are going to do it again.
What can I say about the JackJumpers? What a story. What a fairy tale. All fairy tales do come to an end, but it's just the beginning for them.
The 2022 Hungry Jacks NBL champions, the Sydney Kings.
Tell you what, there's 9 owners out right now. They're crying their eyes out looking at this baby. They all want this. We are the Sydney Kings!
We are the Sydney Kings!
We won the championship!
We won the championship!
This is our show!
Play with these guys, we might not have the same group ever again. So to win a championship and celebrate, man, I can't wait.
Man, this is the most special night of my life right now so far, man. Just to do it with this team, this group of guys, the way it finished out, man. Everybody played a role. Like, this was a beautiful year. It's special to me right here, for sure. Yes, sir, mate. Yes, sir.
Our guys are relentless. The grit and grind and the toughness of them and the ability to just pick up where someone left off and defend the island and make Tasmanians proud was our #1 priority all season, and unbelievable effort by our guys, and just super proud of them.
The overriding emotion right now is relief. Hopefully I can enjoy this more over the upcoming days, but I'm so proud of our team, all they've been through, not having Jalen in the final is just, it's a tough group, resilient group. You saw it tonight. Things weren't going well. Just found a way to keep competing down the stretch, and they did it together, which is special. Had to grow up a lot. I got a lot of growing up to do still, but just again, I'm honored to have coached such a special group that has grown and been resilient for me and with me throughout the season.
Thanks, guys. Oh, appreciate it. I hope the Daco is spectacular. Yeah. Well, this trophy's not so spectacular.
Yeah, no.
Oh, and I just spilled beer on the court.
No consequences, nothing to lose. You can burn us right now.